I knew Larry was out there shooting 1,000 jump shots a day, so I was out there shooting 1,000. You know, I knew he was working on his game every summer, and I had to work on my game every summer. He wins the Rookie of the Year, I win the championship. And then we just went on from there. I always want to have one up on Larry, and he's going to try to have one up on myself. That's what it's about. That's what a true rivalry is about.
Larry Bird was beloved by the entire city of Boston, and all Celtic fans knew that it was part of their tradition to beat the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. It was a tradition Larry desperately wanted to uphold, and the fact that his main rival, Magic Johnson, was the leader of the Lakers made him want it even more. In 1979, Bird lost to Magic in the NCAA Finals, and from that moment on, they'd be forever linked.
It was always Magic Bird, Magic Bird. Ever since Indiana State and Michigan State played, it's been that way.
And in 1984, they'd finally meet in the NBA Finals.
It was an incredible build-up, and the world was watching, because now it finally came down to these two players that are looked at somewhat as saviors of the league in Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, coming together for the first time to do battle.
They won the East, we won the West. So it's like everybody just get ready, sit back, and let's enjoy it.
As the series opened, it was the Lakers who would enjoy it at the Celtics' expense as they raced to a 2-1 series lead.
Waves, it was waves of fast break. It was a track meet.
We weren't going to let Larry Bird and his crew beat Magic and his crew. It was just that simple.
The Celtics cannot handle the speed of the Lakers.
We were taking hooks, body shots. We were in the clinch. That's all we could do was stand against the ropes and just take it.
This has to be one of the most decisive rounds in championship game history.
We went in the locker room and Larry made the famous statement that we play like sissies.
We got some great players on this team, but we don't have the players with the heart sometimes that we need.
I was sitting right next to him, and he said in his mad, angry Indiana accent.
Today, when you see Magic slapping high fives and guys going behind their back and shooting layups on us all day long, it seems that somebody would try to put a stop to it, but until we get our hearts where they belong, we're in trouble.
He challenged all of our manhood publicly, and he had never done that before.
He said, hey, we need to meet these guys in the parking lot and start the fight out there.
This is not the marching down, boys. This is marching on to victory. That's what it is.
We got in each other's face to a man and said there will be no more layups. No more layups in this series.
Cooper to Kareem, to Worthy, to Randall. He should go the distance. Oh! And you knew this was going to happen. You could see it coming.
When you can't catch something, you got to knock it down, to slow it down. And that's what they did. And just all hell broke loose.
Kareem swings the elbow, and now is yelling at Larry Bird, jaw to jaw.
Larry and Kareem got into it, and then Larry was taking the ball out of bounds. Michael Cooper was trying to guard him. Larry kicked it back and kicked him into the stands. It was awesome.
It was a great strategy move to take us out of our game. And mentally, we were not there because we were trying to fight them instead of play basketball.
With Larry leading the way, Boston would claw their way into overtime. Now it was the Lakers who were reeling, and Larry was ready to deliver the knockout blow.
Gets it over to DJ. Bird goes right into the pivot. Now DJ holds the ball. Back in the Bird. The ball away is gone. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a play.
It was almost like vindication for Larry Bird that, you know, hey, you might have won during college, but you know what? Here's my opportunity now.
Boston Celtics have evened this NBA World Championship Series at 2 games apiece.
That's right, we'll come back. We'll be back. Larry, last time you quoted as saying you guys played like sissies. What's the word you use for the team now in this game?
Well, we just play like a bunch of women tonight. We can still play a lot harder.
Friday, June 4th, 1984, and the temperature at game time inside the Garden is 97 degrees Fahrenheit, and there was no air conditioning.
It was almost unbearable. It really was. By far, you know, I've spent time in Texas. I've lived in Texas. I've never been that hot. It was smothering.
Ooh, you thought you was in this, you know, a sauna.
Kareem had to have the oxygen tank because I guess the altitude, he's so tall.
While we were all out there dying, you know, from you can't breathe, you know, it was 100 degrees in Boston Garden. He looked fresh as a daisy.
Here's Larry Bird chugging down the court.
Larry Bird, this game is Larry Bird's. I mean, he's doing everything.
Full shotgun! Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!
We asked Larry about it, and he said, oh, hell, it's hotter back home playing in French Lick. It was completely magnificent in that game because it just showed mind over matter. Larry Bird went 15 for 20, had 34 points and 17 rebounds, and that was the defining game of that series.
The Boston Celtics have trounced the Los Angeles Lakers 121.
You have to give both teams tremendous credit for playing a 48-minute steam bath. It seems as though they held up a little better than we did. The man who made the difference tonight was Mr. Bird. Comes down to Game 7, Boston Garden. The first Game 7 against the Lakers since 1962 in Boston. You know, and Bird, I mean, the whole thing coming to a peak. It was a very, very highly anticipated game of basketball.
With the title within their grasp, Boston seized it. Larry had waited 5 years to settle his score with Magic, and now he'd finally done it in a series for the ages.
We went through the tough of the tough. We went through the Lakers to get there. Absolutely no one believed it. But the fact of the matter is we believed in ourselves, and that was a lot because of the leadership Larry had.
The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions.
I told Larry Bird, the way you played in that series, the way you conducted yourself and the way you played made me proud to be a Celtic.
Larry Bird, congratulations. You were the most valuable player. Does this get you even with Magic for what happened between Michigan State and Indiana State all those many years ago?
Yeah, we're professionals now, but I won this one for Terre Haute.
I just hate any time playing against Larry. I want to win at anything. I hate losing to him. So don't bring it up no more.
The Larry Bird retirement ceremony. They had it on a night when there was no game. That's how special, that's how popular, that's how great Larry Bird is. They filled the Boston Garden, and you couldn't get a ticket. Magic comes out, and it was just great, and he had the Celtic t-shirt on underneath, and the speech that Magic gave.
Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird.
To have all the fans come back, to pay tribute and to say thank you. There was nothing like that on earth.
Tonight, my basketball career is officially over, and I had a blast. So tonight I leave. I leave basketball forever. I leave a game that I loved. Sorry, but I'm gone. History. I dedicated my life to basketball, and I dedicated my life to the Boston Celtics. So, I say good night, Boston, and may God bless each and every one of you. Good night.
Red, you want to say something?
What I want to say is, you know how it feels because you've been here before. Me, I haven't scored a point. You know?
But you kind of brought the guys here that scored the points.
Well, so you're overpaid.
There were so many qualities that made Larry Bird a great player, but it was his unshakable will that was the most important. And on the tension-filled night of May 26, 1987, when the Pistons and Celtics met in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, that will was on display for all to see. With the series tied at 2, Bird would have to reach back for some vintage Celtic magic as the Pistons seized control in the game's final seconds.
Hastings bumps him a couple of times and nails it top of the key with 17 seconds to go, and the Celtics call time.
Detroit by 1, 17 seconds, so Boston goes for the final shot.
On the left it goes to Bird. Bird guarded by Mahorn. Drives around him. Goes on in. And the ball gets knocked out of bounds by 8. Oh, they go the other way.
When we lost the last opportunity to score by throwing the ball away, the game was over. The Celtics had lost.
I think that the Celtic fans, I think that most of the arena and the Detroit Pistons forgot that Larry Bird hadn't quit.
Thomas wants to get it in quickly.
And now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right at 1 second left. What a play by Bird. Bird stole the inbounding pass. Laid it up to DJ. DJ laid it up at him. And Boston has a 1-point lead. Oh my, this place is going crazy.
So many players, they just wouldn't think that there's still a chance. And the fact that he made it happen.
Bird steals it and gets it to Johnson at the buzzer. Oh my! Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
I think that that's the single greatest play in Larry's career. It's just another sign that Larry was just, you know, destined or determined. I think it's a combination of both for him to be involved in so many special plays in his career.
The old Boston Garden is gone now, and Larry Bird is retired, but the memories that he gave to the people of Boston and basketball fans around the world will live on forever. From all of us here at NBA TV, happy birthday, Larry.